Right, let's not beat around the bush about it. It's Rise and Storm 2 Vietnam. So I know I'm late to the party when it comes to these videos, but every YouTuber's already made their Rise and Storm videos months ago, but I've got a half-assed excuse. I'm playing Rise and Storm and procrastinating a lot. Picked it up when it first came free on the Epic Store. I know we could talk for days about the Epic Store itself and people's opinion.
I don't think there's ever been something that I've wanted to fail this much.
Should Epic Store exclusives be boycotted?
Like, I was genuinely surprised that they were this desperate.
Absolute dumpster fire.
People don't want to use the Epic Game Store.
You may find it important to note that all views expressed just now were taken completely out of context for my benefit. You know what they say though, never look a gift horse in the mouth, and I don't plan to. I've been looking at it anyway for a while, ever since I saw it on Squidder's channel. And throughout this video I plan on talking about what this game is and what it's about, some of my favourite moments I've had in it just from playing it, some of the great things about it, and some of the things that other games I think that come out recently really should learn from this game, like some great features that this game has that a lot of games really should pick up on. But while strictly speaking this is not a free experience you guys can actually have because it's not available anymore unless you already picked it up, it is the best free experience I ever had in gaming, and that's what the title says. So it's 100% accurate. So let's crack on. Let's get past the obvious to start with. It's a first-person shooter set in the era of the Vietnam War. Of course there's more to it than that. It was developed by Antimatter Games and Tripwire Interactive, who are also the developers behind Red Orchestra, Killing Floor and Chivalry, all very good games. To use their own words though, Rise and Storm 2 Vietnam is the Red Orchestra series' take on the Vietnam era. Now, I've never played Red Orchestra myself. I've heard really good things about it from everyone I know who has played it, and if you've played it and that helps you understand what this game's about, then win-win for you, but I can assure you it's a good game. What this game really is though in my eyes is it's a hardcore, feature-rich first-person shooter, and it's got a short time to kill, which I and many other people love, putting it in the ranks of Squad, Postscriptum, Hell Let Loose, Insurgency, all those kind of games that always provide you with a really intense and satisfying gameplay. Rise and Storm though is also one of those experiences where one minute you can be going gun-ho like Rambo, or the next you can be using your wits, working as a team and sneaking around trying to flank the objectives, or tactically move using smoke and other cover, and the game will really reward you if you play like that, but at the same time the game won't punish you if you want to play like Rambo with an M60, which I'd love doing as well. What I saw and what you'll probably see as well is that most of the servers are running a game mode called Territories, which is very similar to a lot of other game modes in other games similar. So it's 32 versus 32 players, 2 teams against each other, 1 team is attacking, 1 team is defending a set of objectives, and you move series of point to point, very similar to Invasion from Squad if you ever played that. In every game there are 2 teams, you have the north side and the south side. Now both sides have different factions they can play as within those sides, and they'll affect different things like the weapons you have available, the loadout, and also what abilities the commander may have too, so it can vary the game a little bit. And the teams themselves also have their key differences. For instance, the north faction has a large focus on traps, deployable spawn units, and they can use tunnels as well to get around the under parts of the map. However, the south is more built up. They have better weapons, they have flamethrowers, grenade launchers, they have helicopters, they have fucking napalm strikes. It's so much stuff going on. With all these different variances combined, as well as all the different types of maps, so you can be going from a city to an open field to a big hill. It's really different each time, and as well as the customization system, a character customization system they have, which is quite similar to Hell Let Loose. If you ever played that, it's just so dynamic and different each time you play. You always feel like you're playing something fresh, because one minute you're booby trapping the door to a building as the north, and then the next you're a machine gunner on the north side crawling through a rice paddy trying to get in position without getting sniped, and it's just so refreshing each game. Just one of the things I love about the game. You never feel bored. Rise and Storm also has its own campaign mode. And this isn't a single player one, this is a multiplayer persistent campaign, putting north versus south across multiple games of territories back to back. And what you do is, you choose where you're going to attack or defend across the country, and each game will affect the next and the rest of the campaign, starting from the start of the campaign with the early war weaponry, and then finishing with mid to late war weaponry. And it's just a really interesting concept to progress through, I find. The game also has a really healthy modding community. I know one of the big mods people might have seen a lot on YouTube lately is the Winter War mod, so the Soviets versus the Finnish, called Tolvisota, I'm guessing is how it's pronounced. And even the devs added a mod as a DLC called the Green Army Men, so there's a lot to the game. So what really is it that I love about Rise and Storm that perplexed me to want to make this video? Well, start. Flamethrowers.
No, stay away from the window.
Who doesn't love flamethrowers? But honestly, the first thing that triggered me was how well this game bloody runs. I mean, so the reason I picked the game up was because I was away. I was on my laptop, which only has 8 gigs of RAM, I'd like to add, and I couldn't get anything to run on it that I wanted to get to run on it. Like so many games old games that I thought would run well. The only games I was playing while I was away was RimWorld, and this.
Spooky too.
And damn, this game's fun. And even though I was mostly only playing one game mode of territories, it didn't feel repetitive either. Like the way they make the game, it just feels so good. Onto the specific points. One of my favourite things is the key T. Now, if you haven't played the game, you don't know, but you can press T to minimise or maximise your HUD. Sorry, appear or disappear your HUD, and that is so convenient and so nice to have. In other games like Squad, if you want to have a HUDless, you have to push escape, go to the bottom right of the screen and click the little eye. And even then, when you're playing in HUDless mode, because the game's not designed for it, it won't even let you get in vehicles. There's some glitch with the mode that doesn't let you access the main menus properly, and so the game is unplayable, honestly, in that, because I did it for a while and it just got to the better of me, and even after I reported it, it's still not fixed. So fucking Squad devs, OWI, get on that. But yeah, the T key, I love being able to appear and minimise the HUD. It just makes the game feel so much better, like so much more immersive, but you can still see the information when you want it. Another thing I love the game, voice cues.
Take cover.
Like all characters have voice cues, so rather than hit markers like you might get in a Battlefield game, your character might give you some kind of indication that you hit him by saying something, and it all seems authentic. And then when you're in a battle and everyone around you has all got their voice cues going, it feels more immersive. And you can also I don't know if I like it or dislike it for this thing, but if you're running through the trees and all of a sudden you hear someone say something in Vietnamese behind you, you know someone's hiding there, so maybe hit and miss for that. But in a game like this, stealth's not the main focus, so I'll let it off for that one. Even thinking of like minor injury settings, so in this game they don't have a massively in-depth medical system like Ace for Armour or something stupid like that. It's not even as in-depth as a lot of other tactical games which have a medic class. There's not even a medic class in this. But what there is that if you get shot in the leg, for instance, you'll have an injured leg, and then for a few seconds you'll slow down until that limb recovers. It's just a cool little minor addition, I thought, just gives you more things, adds more things to the game, and I don't know, I like it. And they also have really great attention to detail, so the times I notice if you're in the prone and you're on a slight hill, your character will roll with the hill and it will adjust automatically as if you're laying on it, and it's one of those attentions to details that I think just makes you feel, I actually thought about that, that's nice. One thing I found weird about this game, and I don't really know how I feel about it, but I found it an interesting concept, was that in this game a squad leader it's not a role kit that you pick. It's a role that you could give that someone in the squad gets given, but you can be any other class. So you could be an engineer, you could be a rifleman, a machine gunner, a marksman, and still be the squad leader. Which I like for a game like this, where you don't need to worry about it that much. It doesn't stop you and force you down playing something. So for instance, like in many other games, you're not stuck with like a skill. Hell Let Loose, for example, you're not stuck. You don't have to use a submachine gun just because you want to run the squad, or just because someone's not running the squad properly. You can still play your class and still be a squad leader, which I like. I enjoy that. I think it's nice for a game like this. I don't think it'd work for every game. I don't think something like Squad or Postscriptum would benefit from that. I think it's right to have a separate squad leader class. But for games like this, I don't know, I really like that choice. And on that, they also have role restrictions. So you have to be a certain level. So you level up in the game for experience based on what you do, and you're restricted. So once you have to get to a certain level, and then you can play Commander, which I like, because you don't want just, especially is it probably even more important for other games. So for instance, in Squad, there is nothing stopping you from going and being a commander the second you start the game. Now I imagine most people would be put off by that anyway, they wouldn't do that, but it means that you've got to have a grasp on the basics of the game to be able to then take over that command. You then do have issues where, for instance, there's not enough people who can play it, but that I only count maybe once I saw, so I don't know, I like the idea of that. I think it could be used in a lot of other games, but then you'd have to add in an XP and a levelling system, which would maybe retract from the game, so I don't know. Swings and roundabouts. And on that, commander abilities. I mean, not just commander abilities. Lots of games have commanders that have abilities, but the way this game does it is the diversity and the style of them. It may aid that it's in Vietnam and napalm's cool as hell, but every single faction, the commanders, like even within the same side, that the Australian commander feels so different to the US commander, like, and all of their abilities are so thought. They put so much thought into them. So like the Australians have the Canberra bombers, which the other factions don't have. The US have the napalm, and how the Viet Cong, when they call in their artillery, it's a mixture of loads of different rounds that they found. They have smoke phosphorus rounds going in, they have artillery, they have bigger ones, they have mortars, and it's just a whole hodgepodge, but it feels so right. And I don't know, they just put so much effort into the style of the different factions. I love that. Other games do this well, but there are games like, I feel, if you're playing Postscriptum or Hell Let Loose, or games like that, Squad does this well, but in those games, no matter what faction you do, everything's almost identical except for a reskin. Granted, so one faction might have MG42 for their machine gun, the other one might have something else, but ultimately, as a whole, they don't play any different, the squads, the sides. Whereas a Squad does this with Insurgents, and the militia play differently to the main factions, but not a lot of games do this enough, I don't think, and to not enough degree, and I love that. And this may come as a shock, like for a game like this. The thing I love the most about this game is the bipod system. Now, every other game I've ever played, ever, outright, a bipod, you put the bipod out, and it goes down onto a ledge or anything else, the floor, and that bipod is absolutely solid. That bipod is not moving. But Pete, stop. My cat's decided to shake his collar behind me. Yeah, your bipod is absolutely solid in place. You cannot move anywhere. You can turn, that's about it. Okay, I'm not going to count Project Reality mod, because the reason there's one like that was because bipods didn't exist in the game, and they had to do a makeshift bipod system, which wasn't really a bipod system, but that doesn't count. It's a Battlefield 2 mod, that doesn't count. But the way this game works, I should probably say, is that you put the bipod on the ledge, and if you want to move, your character will ever so slightly pick the bipod up, slide along, and put it down again. You don't have to come out of the bipod, you don't have to do anything. In a second, you can move to the other side of the window or across the wall, and you're still in the bipod. You don't have to fold the bipod away, put the bipod back out again. And it's so nice when you use that system, and when you go back to other games, you just miss it. Pete, leave your collar alone. It's so nice. I love it. So, if any games could take this from here, God, please use this bipod system. It's so good. And that's what I love about Postscriptum. That's what I love about Rising Storm. All of those things I've just said now. Yeah, damn I love this game. Right, reason I love it, let's talk about some of my favourite moments we had, shall we? So I just want to go through a couple of my favourite moments that I had while I was playing this game that I managed to save. Bear in mind it is on a laptop on lower settings because I enjoy this game. It runs on a really low end PC, but it's still enjoyable. First one I'm going to show you is the first one I was like, holy crap. So the one of the Northern Commanders has an ability where he can, everyone who's dead can spawn in on his position and do like a charge. And I was on an M60 right in front of when he clicked that button, and yeah, it was pretty chaotic. Right, the next one I'll show you was another really fun one. So I was using the shotgun in one of these rounds, and I managed to get in behind where the enemy were defending the point and tuck into a little corner, and every single time they came round they just kept peppering them. And the shotgun, even though it's buckshot, has got quite a good range on it sometimes, especially if you can get a headshot. And then I eventually ran into the building and caused a little bit more chaos.
I'm literally powerless to have. So until squad leaders do the job. Squad leader 9, you are behind the lines. Mark with your binoculars. And squad leader 8. If anyone's with squad leader 8, can you explain to him how you mark?
Right, third one, we'll go with another machine gun one. If you can't tell, I fucking love machine guns in this game, even HMGs. I'll probably show you some HMG clips in and out, but I'm not going to do any here. This one is as the North using an RPD, just holding down this point as they were trying to push on from the next point. It was just so fun, just picking them off from a distance. It's just satisfying.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
And lastly, for my great clips of fame, we'll go for a nice flamethrower one. So we was trying to push onto this point so much, I was trying to do it with the grease gun and the engineer kit, and then swapped out to the flamethrower, and I managed to climb into this bunker and hold down. We managed to flame quite a lot of people who tried to come onto it, so I had a great time with that one. So I know I've shown you like a few of the clips that I've had a really good time with in this game, but I've had so many more than that. Like, I love that you can just go pick up someone's weapon sometimes. Someone dies or you kill an enemy, pick up the weapon and carry on fighting with that. Helis I bloody love in this game. I mean, I'm a massive heli advocate. I've got flight pedals, I've got not track IR but knockoff track IR. I've flown helis and armour for a long time, squad, and it's just very satisfying whenever you get to play a heli in a game for me, especially transport helis. So this next section is something I kind of thought of last minute, but I really wanted to do. I'd like to do for future videos if I do things more in this style about different games. Is just ask the community why they love the game, because there's enough asking from my one-dimensional opinion, from just my perspective. But other people love this game for different reasons. Some for the same, some for others, and maybe we'll get a metric out of this. But I started off by asking my Discord. Yes, I do have a Discord, even though I have a minuscule channel of a Discord full of 22 members, which doesn't really give me enough information. I only got a couple responses, so I did have to go to Reddit after, which gave me a lot of stuff, so thank you anyone who responded there. And if you don't want to see me have to go through this issue again, then subscribe to the channel and join the Discord, and then you can get involved next time, and then I don't have to go begging on Reddit. But yeah, we'll go through my Discord first, then we'll go to some Reddit and see what people think about the game and what they love. And we'll go with Asian. He's the start. He is a staple of our Discord server, and he's starting off with booby traps. And I mean, who doesn't love a punji trap or a sticky bomb or what's the other one? A Fugaus. Great. Control pairs coming in with helicopters, which is completely expected. If you haven't seen, Control did some of his own videos flying the Huey around on there, so I'll give you a link to one of them now, be on screen as a card, so click on that, check out his channel as well. And the other one was Enderlord saying he saw it on the stream and thought it looked good. So that's my Discord, fully used up, dried out of content, unless you join and help me out in the future. But we'll go over to Reddit now and see what they've said. So thankfully Reddit have really helped me out here, because without them I would have been stuffed for this section. But we got a really healthy response actually, as you'll see flicking through now. And I'm not going to do all of them, to take ages. I'll just pick out a couple of them, and then there's one I really want to finish on, which is a really good summary of everything and what I think about this game. So start with the first one, shall we? So DMSPKSP. Oh shit, napalm. Definitely feel that. I know exactly that feeling before, so I fucking love that about this game. And being on the other side, watching it come in. The setting, the map's layout, the gunplay, the time to kill, it feels like a real war. That's from Dr. Gonzo, and that is a lovely little summary of what I think about the game. So much stuff you can do with Vietnam, that's why I like it. The maps are so different, but very well designed, so I love them. The gunplay is just fun, and the time to kill is short. I mean, like, I hate playing Warzone and stuff like that with people, where it just takes like 400 years to kill people, and it just feels good, it rewards it. And he also loves flanking people in this game, which is very nice, especially if you have like a flamethrower or something, or a machine gun, you get behind people, so satisfying. So throwaway time, boy. The satisfaction of hearing the noise when you hit an enemy while using a Mosin. If you ever play Postscriptum and you get a headshot from a distance, it's basically the same thing, but god, it's satisfying. I'll give you a little sample now. Oh, just love it. I do love that noise. The short one here, just from Tropican Lord. Weapons feel great, same as before. Yeah, the weapons just feel amazing. FNG's getting themselves killed. Napalm. I mean, I've been there before when I first started, so don't just blame the new guys. It's not their fault. It was on Central Wombat. Holy shit, I'm alive moments. I showed one of these earlier for some artillery, and I know exactly what it means when you're just in the middle of artillery on the floor and just things are landing around you and you're getting suppressed, and you're just like, one of these is going to land on me, but it never does. It's just there's a film scene which is a bit of a meme, which I'll put on now, which is exactly that feeling. I love it. And I agree with this one, I'm sure Controlled will as well, is that RS2 Help said, the flight model for the helicopter feels satisfying to fly them, and great once you master the techniques to pull off some quick landings. 100% agree. I mean, it's very similar to Squad in that way, in the flight model style, and I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a bit like the Armour 3 Advanced model, but there's a bit, I don't say it's more complicated, but I think there's more physics involved with the Armour 3 one, but honestly, it's just very, very satisfying to play, especially once you get to a good level, you feel really good. Another one here, clean guidance, feels, and to an extent is realistic, while not having the 20-minute walk to get instantly shot in the head that other realistic shooters have. I know where he's at with that one. And also when you get a good commander who's using the voice chat and communicating everything they're doing, the teamwork is amazing. Now, the comms aren't as common as they are in other games like, I'm going to keep saying them, Squad, Postscriptum, but when they are there, they're so good, and it's just a really nice shooter where it's a mix of casual and hardcore at the same time. I just love it. Now there are a bunch more really good responses. I'll show them here at the bottom, but I love shooting the Dushkas down, helicopters down with Dushkas. We had a round. I don't know why I didn't get to record it, but where I can't remember what the map's called, the one with the beach and all the Hueys and everyone's just trying to land, and you get all the new pilots who just crash into the floor. And we basically got Dushkas set up on the front, and we were just suppressing every single helicopter that came nearby, and it was so fun. So I agree with that one. But the one I wanted to finish on was actually the top one, which got 34 upvotes, by UTech, which is a perfect, almost perfect description of what I think. So there's one point, it's not too casual and not too hardcore, just perfect. That is the shortest, most perfect summary of this game, and yes, it is amazing. The gunplay, we've heard it already from me and others, it's fucking good. The maps feel alive and believable, like people actually lived there. Yeah, like you go into buildings, there's stuff there, and things just feel right. Like, I don't know, there's just little parts of the scenery that just feel right. Makes sense, and it adds, just gives good flow. I don't know, the maps are just good, right? Just trust me on that. Mature and friendly community for the most part. Now, I'll come on to that a little bit at the end. I've got a couple clips to leave with you when the video ends, so don't leave that. And Alan Wilson, who was something I didn't really know about, but looking into him, he's a guy who it's a lot of music to do with the game. Yeah, Alan Wilson, a harmonica player. Yeah, I mean, that one's on there. I don't know what I think about that bit, but if you know Alan Wilson, and yeah, if you're that way inclined. Right, done with the community bits. Let's go to my last couple of notes, guys. Now I'm going to end the video with some final thoughts, and that the game's not perfect, of course. I mean, no game is perfect. There's little quirks like I don't know. Sometimes you can't bipod where you feel like you should be able to, and things like that. But overall, the experience you get from this game is genuinely fucking amazing, especially if you manage to get the game for free. And even at standard, it's less than £20 on Steam. I'll let you convert whatever currencies you actually use, but that's not that expensive for a game, and it's a really nice game to play. And there's so many things in this game that do really well that other people should learn from. The bipod system, my god, if every game had that system for bipods, I would be so happy. Being able to toggle the HUD, that's a big one. Like just having one button and you can turn HUD on and off makes the game look so much cleaner, and please, more games need that. And more games need helicopters, because helicopters make every game better. Even like World War II games, give them helicopters. I'm joking, but such a great game, and yeah, that's why I felt like I needed to make this video about it. I just felt like an urge to make it, because I don't know, I'm really happy with how much I've got out of this game for the nothing I put into it. So yeah, that's it from me, I suppose. If people did enjoy this video, I'd really hope that you would subscribe and try and stick around for more videos, and let me know what other videos you'd like me to cover in the future. Obviously, go and get this game, play it yourself, and see what you actually think. And follow me on other stuff. Maybe I'll stream it sometime on Twitch. Maybe I'll tweet about it on Twitter. Thank you for watching all the way through. See you guys later. So if you did recall earlier in the video, and you have watched all the way through, you'll remember that I said there was a little mention of maturity levels and things like that in the game later. So I'm going to leave you a couple clips of some Arnie impersonations that just happened in the middle of a game. I don't know why, I just decided to record them, and fuck it, it's a funny thing to end on. So enjoy that. Go watch all my other videos, every single one right now, and then come tell me I'm amazing. Bye guys.
Big dick Arvin time. Come on, Arvin.
Come on,
Big dick
Arvin, come on. We're gonna lose. We're gonna go for Arvin.
Come
go
on.
out with a bang.
Big dick Arvin time. Come on.
Arvin,
No.
Arvin, no.
You are not big dick Arvin time.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.